What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I bring another PSA graded return, which I already unboxed because, well, I didn't unbox it, I just opened it because when you get the smaller set of cards, which is only like under like 15 or so cards, they send you one of these boxes and they're like almost impossible to open because it's like super heavily protected. But beside the point, we're gonna go ahead and slide this out, make sure I don't see the top of it, and put this box down here, and this is gonna be used for trash, and put this batch over here. I don't remember what this is. This is either Yu-Gi-Oh! Or this is Pokemon. There's gonna be a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff coming out over the next couple of weeks / months on the channel as far as PSA graded returns. But like for the most part, I got a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, not Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, Pokemon cards that I really wanted as 10s, and like my collection is kind of like satisfying. There's still a couple more cards I want to get, but those are a lot harder to find. So anytime I come across with those cards I'm looking for, of course I'll send it in, and hopefully we'll get something good from PSA in the end, that one. All right, here we go. First card. We got base set 2 Charizard. Let's go for a 10. That's an actual 8. All right. I don't know why. I cannot get base set 2 Charizards as 9s. I don't know why. I've sent in a couple of so far over the course of the last couple months, and they always come back as 8s. I don't know why. I think it's because maybe the hollow pattern is more like sparkly, and therefore there's more chances for it to get scratched, or maybe it's just the Charizard in general. I don't really know, but like they always come back as like 8s and 7s every single time. Granted, I'm pretty sure I have like one that's sitting as a 9 somewhere, and I just forgot about. Man, this should have been a 9. I know it's got the little ding in the top over there, but outside of that, there's like nothing wrong with this. Pretty decent centering. I mean, it's not the best centering, but it's a decent centering, and there's like no scratches. I don't know. I'm not the expert here. I just open the packs and see what I get. Next card, we got base set 2 Charizard, 9. Yep. Next one, we got Legendary Collection Charizard. Every single time I got this, they always would come back as like 5, 6, and 7s. I don't really know. I don't know why like the later cards are always like worse quality, but can we get a 9? 8. You know what? I will take 8 because 8. I have a 7. I think 7 was the best one I had prior to that. It's not a 9, sadly, but I'll still take the 8. How many of these actually exist? I'm curious now. There currently shouldn't be that many. Oh, actually 66 8s in the world, and then 82 higher, which are split between 9s and 10s, which is kind of expected. All right, cool. Let's put that over here. That's actually, I'm not mad about that one. I'm not mad about that one. All right, next one. Let's see what we got. Ta-da! We got just a regular base set 1. Wow, not 2. Base set 1 Charizard. It's gonna be a 9. It's a 9. They always come back as 9s every single time. I finally bought a 10. I got a 10. It's actually in my secret stash of cards. But these always come back as 9s every time. That's as good as I'll ever get. So I figured, you know what? I might as well just sell all the 9s that I have and just buy a 10, which is actually what ended up happening. All right, next one. We got another 1999 Charizard. You know what? I was about to say, you gotta believe and just put the energy out there. This is gonna be a 10, but then I noticed that the centering was just doo-doo on this one. So this is probably like an 8. Let me just go ahead and wash my hands off that filth. A 6, come on! I mean, it's expected. What's wrong with this? Let me get a little closer look. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there's hella scratches. This is what I'm talking about. With these cards specifically, they have a lot of hollow pattern on them. It's really easy for them to get scratched up. Like, unless you literally pull this out of a pack and put it into like a sleeve and then lock in the safe, there's a good chance that they've gotten scratched up. What's the back looking like? The back is alright actually, but it's just the fact there's so many scratches on there is probably why I got a 6. This is expected. Alright, here we go. We got another one. Let's see if we can analyze it before we oh, I see the scratches. This is going to be like a 6, 7, or 8. 6. Wow, a double 6 for Charizard is actually very rare. Usually they come back as a lot. I mean, I have better sense of figuring out whether or not I'm going to send a Charizard in or not, but that was just a yikes. Okay, how about this one? Let's see what we got. Let's do this together again. So we got, I see a couple scratches, not that many. Pretty decent centering, but there's also silvering on the side over here. So this is going to be, let's check the back actually. The back is looking okay. There's a couple of corners that got a little bit whitening on there, but mostly it's the silvering on the side and a couple of scratches. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's an 8. 7 actually. I aimed high. In my mind I thought say 7, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with 48 because I'm optimistic, I guess. All right. Oof. Okay. All right. This right here. This has to be at least a 9. So, which means this card right here is gonna be the exact same card because I bought 2. Whenever a Gold Star Charizard pops up on any website, specifically trollandtoy.com is where I get all my Charizards from, I immediately buy it. Because, like, they rarely pop up. They're super expensive. Like, it's dumb how much this card actually costs just to buy straight up. But if it comes back at least as a 9, I think as an 8, you'll break even as far as the value. But if it just comes back as a 9, you doubled your value. If it comes back as a 10, you almost like quadruple it. Because I think like a PSA 10 Gold Star Charizard goes for like 5 grand, 4 or 5 grand, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's pretty wild. Whereas a 9 sells for roughly about $1,000, if not a little bit above that, about $1,200 in that neighborhood. And people do actually buy these. So it's not just that it's like a valuable card. People do actively buy these as 9s and 10s. But 8s end up being kind of breaking even, and 8s are a little bit more difficult to sell. So therefore, you don't really want an 8. You want a 9 or higher. If you guys remember last time I bought 2, they both came back as 9s, which is, again, it was a win, but it wasn't a 10. Can we get... Oh, okay, it's a 9. See, it would say gem mint if it's a 10, and unfortunately, not yet. Okay, what's wrong with this? I'm going to assume that it's got to be the centering, because it's a little bit thicker on the right side. There was no scratches on this. From what I remember when I bought this, there was like almost no flaws with it, other than the fact a couple of key things. Like right there's a little whitening right there, like a small speck, and then the speck up there. But hey, a 9 is a win. A 9 is 100% a win. Question is, can we do it twice? Okay, I think from what I remember, yeah. So look, you can already see the difference. You can see that the centering on this right one is way superior to the one on the left. It's a lot more even. Actually, I don't know. It's a little bit thinner on the right side and thicker on the left side. But the centering seems better on this one. If I remember correctly, this one had next to no flaws. There's a little bit of whitening in the top right there as well. But it's not like major damage, if that makes sense. And as far as scratches, let me get a better look. I don't remember seeing any scratches on this as well. And this is just a gorgeous looking Charizard. Just look at it. Look at the card art. It's so beautiful. Yes, but God. Okay. You know what? It's a win because between these three, it's literally like $3,000 right there. So, or not 3,000. I want to say probably around 2,800 at minimum. And I have 4 now, so I have 4 of these. So I can probably sell 3 of them and keep 1. And matter of fact, I could probably sell 3 and then buy a PSA 10 one. And actually, you know what? I can sell all 4 and buy a PSA 10 one. But I'd rather not really do that. I'm gonna try to pull one. If not, you know, maybe we can do a trade later. Whatever. It's a win. I mean, I gotta say, it is definitely a win to get 2 of these bad boys as 9s. Like 9s and 10s are what usually sell as far as you know, from collectors and stuff. But this is definitely a win. It's definitely a win. Could have been a better win, but it's definitely a win. How many 9s exist actually? Let's actually check before we keep going on to the next pile of cards, which I forgot what else is in here. Because this is such an old batch I submitted forever ago. There's 198 9s and 52 10s, and I own 4 of those 9s. Gosh, I'm such a hoarder. All right, let's put this into that pile. All right, next one. What we got? Oh, Firered, Leafgreen, Charizard. You know what? I'm going to give this away. Because I have one as a 10. And whether or not... watch me actually be all like, oh wait, this is a 10. Never mind, I'll take that back. You know what? Screw it. I already said it. I already committed. If you interact with this video, leave a like and a comment. I will pick a random person over the course over the next couple of days and give this one out. What is it? It's a 9. Oh, it's a 10. You know, take that back. The reason why I committed is because I remember I bought a bunch of these over the course of time, and one came out as a 10, and the rest I ended up selling. So I figured, you know what? I can make someone happy with it. It's a really cool card, and I love the art in here as well. It's a cool vintage card, actually. But if you comment on this video, I will pick a random person, and then you will get this bad boy. How funny would that be if that was actually a 10? See, I gotta, before I talk, I gotta think sometimes. Like, yo, do I really want to say that? Let's put this into my potentially ship out pile. How many of these actually exist? Let me find out. Because I have, like I said, 110 I own. There are 130 10s actually, and 167 9s. That's actually surprising. All right, next one, Crystal Guardians, Charizard. This is gonna be a 9. It's always, what is this? I was about to say, I was like, is that a mark on my card? This is gonna be a 9. It's always a 9. It's a 9, as expected. Ooh, what is this? A Japanese card. That's gotta be the promo card. Yeah, it is. The Neo Destiny, I want to say. Is it Neo Destiny? I don't know. It just says Neo promo card. Okay, 9. Yep. I mean, these aren't expensive. These are like $7 cards, and I bought them a couple times, but they always come back either awful, like I'm talking about 6 or 7s, or 9s. It's just how it always works out. If it's a Charizard, there's less the chance of it being an actual 10 from what I've noticed. Final card. All right, we got an Expedition 2002 Charizard. 9. Oof, it's a 7 actually. All right, whatever. You know what? I say this is a pretty big win. This is definitely a win. Got my 2 gold stars back. They're both 9s, so that's definitely successful, I want to say. But unfortunately, we still have not hit the goal of finding one of these bad boys as a 10. It's this and a Crystal Charizard that I want to get as 10s pretty badly. So I'm going to try to hunt for those. Actually, I got a Crystal Charizard in my box, ready to get mailed out for the next submission over the course of the next couple of days. So fingers crossed in that one. It's just a reverse one. It's not like the actual hollow one. But even a reverse Crystal Charizard is still pretty rare and pretty valuable. So fingers crossed that comes back at least a 9. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment. Let me know what your favorite card was. My name is Rhyme Style. Hope you guys enjoyed us today. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.